Good evening.
Evening.
Welcome to Wednesday night at Finnegan's.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
What's happening?
That's not Alan.
No, it's just some nugget in it.
Some nugget in for the night. Why don't you introduce yourself, Mikey?
Yeah, you're right, folks. My name's Mikey, as Tim Brown has just said. Tom Brown, sorry.
Straight in there.
It's just yeah, got to get it in. And so yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be on the pod before, so it's a pleasure to be back, especially because I get to flaunt this bad boy around. So,
Alan's not here, and Mikey's got hold of his fantasy football trophy to
which
show
is
off.
rightfully mine, by the way. It's rightfully mine.
It is rightfully yours. So I think Alan is watching, so you can show it off to him.
Well, Alan, who is in the chat, he says he's just about to go on stage. Alan isn't with us this week because he's off doing a gig. So, good luck with your gig, Alan. All of our thoughts are with you. Go and smash it, mate.
Come on.
But,
he's on with Tony Vino, and Tony Vino is hilarious. So Alan's got to run for his money straight away.
He's not as expensive as Tony Champagne.
No.
But he's...
Actually,
I'll let myself out.
Strong start. Actually, Tony's going to be a guest on the podcast in 2 weeks' time, and he's going to be well worth a listen. So come and join us that evening. Welcome. Say hello in the chat. We'll come over to the comments in a second and say hello to you. But my name's Tom. I'm a Baptist minister, and we've got Mikey in tonight, who is also
I'm from the dark side. I'm an Anglican minister.
He's an Anglican minister, so
we've
ecumenical tonight.
Both sides of the force on display tonight. Yeah.
And so Wednesday night at Finnegan's, if you're just joining us, you're thinking, what is this nonsense? Well, you're very welcome. Basically, Wednesday night at Finnegan's, each Wednesday, me and Alan, or when Alan's not away, Mikey comes and helps out. We have an evening in the bar in a secret location. We have a couple of drinks, we sit round, we chat about what's going on in our life, and we have a guest in who comes and we chat a bit of faith. We're obviously, me and Alan are Baptist ministers, Mikey's Church of England, so we talk a little bit of faith, but hopefully in a fun, relatable way, which you're able to connect with, and we encourage people chatting with us. So you can join in at any point, throw your comments in, and what we're going to do, in fact, is we're going to have Nugget of the Week. So, Nugget of the Week, in case you don't know, Mikey, and this was Dawn last week, Nugget of the Week is given for the person who has the best comment. So in the chat, throw up your comments. If you want to get into one of us, that's fine. If you want to give us a bit of stick, that's fine. If you've got a joke at Mikey's expense, that is brilliant.
Well, I will just say that, the winner of Nugget of the Week last week just basically roasted you.
So, that's true. In fact, the 2 weeks.
If you want to win Nugget of the Week, you've got a really easy target here.
I just want to point out, in case, basically, I'm going to make the decision, and also, Mikey, I think your hair is worthy of.
I'm not being funny. I blow dried my hair, and for some reason, I look like Jimmy Neutron. I get that that's an old school reference, but if you sat there at your computer, just Google Jimmy Neutron. See, it's just like
you've got some serious volume on tonight.
Because I'm worth it.
I'm just jealous because I've thinning blonde hair now, and I have to look like this so that people can't see the top.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that you're tall. Can't see the old egg in the nest.
That's it. So you could be Nugget of the Week, and Nugget of the Week wins some nougat. There you go. So if you win Nugget of the Week, best comment, you win some nougat. We'll post that out to you.
Win some nuggets.
We might even get some sort of other prize that we throw out to you. But look at this bad boy. Look, you've got the classic chewy nougat there.
Nuggets.
And Chris, one of our nuggets, she sent us this bad boy from her holiday. Tutti Frutti. Look at that. So we're going to get on that tonight. We're going to have some of that. So thank you very much, Chris. And what I've realised is that people could send us free stuff from doing this.
I am happy to be the recipient of as many sweet treats as people want to send in.
So if you could send them our way, we'd be much appreciate it.
It might even increase your chances of being the Nugget of the Week.
I'm sure it will. So coming up tonight, we've got loads of good stuff. We've got a special guest with us tonight. It's Mark Williams, the man, the legend. Fantastic guy. Comedian, musician, extraordinaire. Played bass at Emma's gig. So if you came along to that when Emma launched her latest EP, he played bass. He smashed it. He's a great guy. I saw him do his comedy set a few years ago, and I can still remember some of his best jokes. He's really good guy. So we've got Mark in tonight. He's going to be brill. If you've got any questions for him, throw them up in the comments. We're asking them later. We've got Finnegan's Fortunes, our new feature.
Yeah, it's going to be Ferguson's fortunes tonight.
Ferguson's.
I'm afraid.
Mikey's surname is Mike.
It's not as fortunate as Finnegan's fortunes, but it's still reasonably fortunate.
So we're going to get Mikey to do his own sort of theme tune for that later. It's going to be fantastic. Also, we've got
freestyled.
It will be. We've got Tom's top tips. Not Alan's awful advice tonight, but we might have Mikey's moronic musings. And also, we're going to see if Mark can land himself on the wall. So each week, we've got an exclusive VIP members list here. Mikey's on there.
I am.
You made it, Mikey. I'm on there.
It's obviously a very
exclusive,
easy to get on list.
But Mark, I said to Mark before we went live that currently every guest has ended up on the VIP list. And he just said, that's not helping with the nerves. That's not a thing. And so
yeah, no pressure.
No pressure, but he could be the first one's barred. We can't we don't know. We don't know.
We have had
possible.
some questionable guests on. We've had your wife who stopped the robbery.
She stopped. So that was a good story.
Yeah.
So Emma stopped a robbery, an armed robbery. So go back to her episode if you want to hear more about that. She made it on. We had my dad last week. He made it on. Can't remember what he said.
It was obviously that memorable.
Well, it was good. No, it was good. It was good. It was about when my dad travels the world telling people about his faith. And he went to Sri Lanka maybe 30 years ago. And I don't think they'd seen a white person before. And so they worshipped him as a god in this small village in Sri Lanka that he went to. You know, and my dad's not old, but he is older. And you know when older people aren't up to date on all the terms for things, racial stuff. And I was super nervous when he was telling that story. But if you're watching tonight, Dad, you nailed it. Yeah. I was really happy about that.
Well done. It's always a fine line, isn't it?
It is always
especially
a fine
with the older
line.
folks.
Yeah, he's going to not like me calling him older there. But hey, okay, let's see who is in tonight. We've got Nick. He says, good evening. Good evening, Nuggets.
Good evening,
he is
Nick.
in. Nice to have you here. Very good. Back once again with the Minister Master. Is that Tao? That's a pretty good. Do you know that? You're probably too young for that song. Back once again with the Renegade Master.
With the Renegade Master.
But she's gone Minister Master.
I'll take it.
Tao, that's not. Well, it's me. I'm a minister. You're a priest, I think they say, don't they?
Kind of.
We get the best names. So that's Tao. That is in the early running. Alan's obviously in. Very good. He's just about to go on stage. Brian said Wag Wag Fam, which is a niche reference for another podcast based in Liverpool. Some would say a lot more successful. Here we go. It's Pam Bateman. Stuck with poor connection, breaking up. Be back home tomorrow. Where are you, Pam? Where are you with your poor connection? Here we go. Emma's saying, is Mikey on a taller stool or have you shrunk, Tom? It's
just my hair.
It's the hair. I won't touch it because I'm nervous, but it's the hair.
It's all right.
You're on a pillow, though. You are. Do you take the pillow out? You're making me look short.
Okay.
Here we go. Eddie, my man Eddie's in. Very good. Janet's here. Nice to see you. Tao said, Tom, you can't talk about hair, which is true. Your favourite, Anne Gerard's in.
Oh, what an absolute.
She's a legend, isn't she? And
human.
she's not watched until you've come back on again. So
what can I say, mate?
I
know what I bring to the pod.
Very good. Very good. Here we go. Great. Steve Cookson's in. We had Steve on. If you haven't seen Steve's episode, go back and watch it. Very funny.
Yeah.
Steve's a good lad.
Is
He's
that
in
Pete
tonight.
Smullen there in the chat?
Oh, where's Pete?
What does he say? He
Here we
said
go.
Mikey could be.
Here we go.
Mikey could be the new member of Jetwood with that Barnett. Yeah, but Pete, you couldn't. So
Pete was in last time you were in, wasn't he?
Pete. Jokes aside, love the guy.
We're just jealous of that hair, mate. We are jealous. And Kathleen's in. Kathleen's in. Welcome. Kathleen's actually got a photo, which I think we might be showing on the pod at some point, of Alan in an Everton shirt.
Whoa.
I know.
How is he going to live that down?
And it's a child's Everton shirt, and he's not a child at the time of wearing it, so it's a look. It is a look. And
is this going to attract some of the newer members?
Well,
to
that's
the
it. I was
YouTube
just
channel?
thinking that some of you will know that last week I awoke on a Saturday morning, and we've worked hard to get 132 subscribers on YouTube. Look, we've begged people, we've been shameless. We even said there was one. We put a thing out on the Baptist Ministers site, and we said, "Could you guys just go and subscribe to our YouTube channel?"
Yeah.
One fella got into us and said, "Oh no, you need to grow it organically because that's not how it's done." And Alan got into him, tore him to pieces.
Yeah.
And so
he doesn't understand how the big bad algorithm works.
That's it. So we've worked hard to get
Yeah.
our 132 subscribers. So I woke up Saturday morning to find we'd gained 1,000 subscribers just like that. And I thought...
And was it your target audience?
I thought it was only a matter of time with this golden content that the world would listen.
Finally, you've gone viral.
Finally.
You've blown up.
And I noticed it was one particular video that got very popular. So I thought, was it one of the jokes I told? You know, less likely it was one of the ones that Alan told. Possible even it could have been one of Mikey's jokes. But
yeah, although it's a lot less likely.
Less likely. But when I went online and I looked at the video, it was not a video that we'd uploaded, sadly. It was what I could... We've got children watching, so it's only what I could describe as...
a naughty video.
And not the kind of thing that we would be uploading. But
so the YouTube channel got hacked.
So our YouTube channel got hacked, and we gained 1,000 subscribers in probably an hour.
Yeah.
And
so, unfortunately, if you have come to this podcast and you're watching, you are welcome. But I will be remaining fully dressed.
This might not be what you're expecting if you subscribe to us during that 1 hour window. But YouTube binned us off. But then we emailed them and begged, and they've let us back on. And we said, look, it really, that was not us posting that content.
Well, you kept these subscribers though.
We've still got 1,006 subscribers. Although I imagine that number rather unsatisfyingly will be dropping as we continue to talk this evening, and people realise that we are ministers of churches
and not
that. Anyway, so that's been part of my week. So Mikey, what have you been up to, mate?
Oh,
we've not seen you for a few weeks.
Yeah, we had a good little summer break, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was awesome. So finally followed through on my passion. One of the things that I like is fantasy footy. I know I mentioned it a bit, so I won't go into it, and I won't go into the fact that I've won last year's fantasy footy as well by some margin. And Tim, was quite low down in the ranks. I won't go into that, I'm afraid.
Go on, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, but I started the fantasy football podcast. Started doing that with some mates of mine.
Very good.
And that's been awesome.
How can people find that, mate?
We're called the FPL Addicts.
Very good.
If you want to search into YouTube, FPL Addicts,
if you have 1,000 subscribers,
you'll see some of our contact. You know what? Funnily enough, I think we might have like 132 subscribers.
There you go.
It was meant to be.
Who knows, mate? Eventually you could reach the heights that we do.
The dizzy heights. All we need to do is get hacked once.
I can arrange it.
Well,
just
if some of you guys in the chat want to organise that for me, I'm sure you could.
Very good. There's comments coming in from Steve Cookson that I just cannot put up on the screen, but he could quite possibly win Nugget of the Week regardless. So well played, Steve. Well played. So talking of fantasy football then, if you're not part of Wednesday night at Finnegan's Fantasy Football League, then you're missing out. And what I do want to say, Mikey's chatting all this stuff about how good he is. He's on the podcast. He should be good. He's not even top of the Wednesday night at Finnegan's League.
That's fine.
So that trophy might not be staying with you for very long, Mikey. But let's have a look. Let's just have a look at the top of the league. Okay. You can explain yourself. Yeah, so here we go.
So
you're not first.
So first of all,
here we go,
Tim. To find yours,
let's see him.
Can we just scroll down?
We can't
scroll. Can't see you.
Well, I'm on the second page.
We're not low enough.
There we go. There I am.
Yeah, there you are.
Tim Brown's Nuggets.
Okay, so pipe down, mate.
Okay.
So okay. Obviously,
explain yourself.
So Archdeacon. FC Archdeacon is Mike McGurk. He's one of my mates.
So he's one of your bosses.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy, but he's already used a couple of his chips. He used his free hit last week. He used his triple captain.
That is a school, Mike. That's a schoolboy error, mate. What are you thinking? That's short-lived glory. You're not going to be up there for long playing like that.
And I've still got those 2 chips waiting in the wings, and he's only 11 points ahead of me. So he's 2 chips down. So
he doesn't count.
Not worried about that. And Hibbert's Heroes as well. Again, they've used their triple captain pick as well.
Keith Lewis up there in first place.
So I'm doing all right, mate.
You're doing so. You're happy with that. You're still confident that you will win this league
by some margin.
But you're going to win this. You heard it. By
some margin, mate.
Okay, and if you do look down onto the second page, you'll see that
Way
I'm
down.
14th. But the important thing about this
What's
is...
the opposite of dizzy heights?
Well,
Dizzy lows?
Don't worry about that, because there's only one person I'm playing against, and it is Alan. And if you'll see, Alan is below me. He is 19th. That's relegation position, Alan. And do you know what the amazing thing is? I even forgot to do my team this week. That is how I roll. There's a point in the season. Alan always used to beat me because I would forget to do my team.
Yeah.
And now, last season, I really focused. I set myself alarms and targets.
No, you did quite well, to be
And
fair.
I came, second? Second?
Yeah.
Just behind someone else.
Just behind.
And it was close. It was a close run thing. And so this season, Alan, you're doing a gig. You're not even here.
Yeah.
And you are not ahead of me.
Roasted.
And so that's second. And this is third. And you can see it. I only want to point out at the bottom, there's a couple of people who are joined late. So, they're not technically bottom. But Mark Wadsworth of Waterspoons fame did join at the beginning. So you are technically bottom. What are you playing at, Mark? Sort your life out, mate. Are you watching, Mark? I don't think he is. That's why I said that tonight.
Oh, there's my mate Miriam as well.
Miriam's
Miriam
in
is
tonight.
Such a lovely, wonderful human being, and she's given me the encouragement saying she's sure that I'll be up there soon.
Yeah, first place
we'll take
soon.
that.
But very good. Rob, how about holidays, mate? Did you get away on holiday?
Yeah, went away to Spain as well over the summer. Went to see my sisters.
Very good.
I was about to say I married my sister, but I did the wedding service for my sister.
It's important to clear that up.
Yeah, definitely. That's awkward. So yeah, being a minister, I conducted the service.
Very good.
For Rebecca and Carlos, and so yeah, that's absolutely lovely.
That's a nice thing, isn't it? Like as a Church of England,
it's great. But like the thing is though, I only because obviously the wedding was in Spain.
Yeah.
And I only found out that there are these things called linen suits. So I just bought mine from Next and put it in the suitcase, and then went over to Spain like a proper English tourist. And I saw all the other fellas when they were at the wedding, and they were in these like silky little linen suits, and I was like full wool cotton thing. Ooh. So I was conducting the wedding service for my sister and Carlos, and I was just like trying not to faint the whole time, mate. It was grim.
Did you sweat through the suit?
Mate,
did you have Lee Evans levels of sweat going on?
Like I made Lee Evans look like he doesn't sweat, mate. Honest, like I thought I was gonna die, but the thing is, later the party, the drinks were flowing. It was amazing.
Oh, good, good, and that's memories there, isn't it? I think that's one of the perks of the gigs. I think gig if you can do weddings and family funerals,
and then pay for the job,
save your family some money.
So I'll just let my family members down one last time.
Yeah. But weren't you also walking her down the aisle?
Yeah, I had a bunch of rolls that day.
So you walked.
No wonder I was sweating.
You walked your sister down the aisle, and then you did the twee thing where you like scooted around the side. And did you do question and response where you're like, who is it that gives this woman to be married?
Then
and then you
walk back around and it's like,
it's me.
It's me, mate. You handsome devil.
What boyhood hair you have.
Yeah. Mate.
Very good.
Well, yeah, so that was good.
That was nice.
And then we got home, and then we did we went to a Christian festival called Greenbelt.
Nice.
It was all right. It's all right. But we went camping though.
And we've got
young kids.
We need to remind people.
Me and Laura, we've got young kids. We've got a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Okay.
And it seemed like a great idea at the time.
Yeah.
And the first day was brilliant. We got to see one of the kids' favorite authors. We got to do a bunch of hanging out with a bunch of friends, but slowly but surely the reality of camping sets in, doesn't it? When you've had your 5th pasta and water of the day, when you've been sleeping on a cold, slightly damp sleeping bag for the past 3 nights, when you've not showered in too long, and you're just exhausted. And my wife was super supportive of me, mate.
Okay.
Super supportive. Because,
is she watching? Is that why you're saying this?
Well, possibly. Maybe she's dealing with the kids right now. But, instead of offering me a helping hand, instead of supporting me when I was at my lowest. You know what she did, mate? Oh, Laura's there. She says hello.
Do you want to rethink what you're about to say now that
Possibly.
you know your wife is
she
watching?
She says hello. Just got the kids down, and now I'm meant to be working on Sunday service, but I'd rather be watching Finnegan. Yeah, Laura. So welcome.
Welcome,
I'm
Laura.
just
Lovely to see you again.
Telling
that story about what a wonderful wife you are and how supportive you are.
And when I was at my lowest, instead of supporting me, you just thought, you know what? I'm going to take a photo of Mikey right now because it just looks funny. And this should be, I reckon this is so memeable. Like, and in fact, if anyone wants to take a screenshot of the screen and then give it the best caption, you might be in for Nuggets of the Week, to be fair. Give
us captions in the comments of what you think of Mike. And do you know what? I've been camping. I've done camping with a 10-month-old. I've done where they don't sleep and you have to be in the car all night, engine running. People are giving you dirty looks because they won't go to sleep. They can't get sleep. Babies crying. So I've been there. So when I saw this look on Mikey's face, it's like
a picture of a broken man.
This is me at my lowest. And my wife said, "You know what? I'll take a photo of that." We'll take a look. So there we go.
There we go.
Look, and I like the way that you've still got Ray with you there.
That's Nell, actually.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
How many kids have you got?
Too many.
Too many. Have you got 3?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So that's
this is why it was so bad.
So, but I don't think you're getting the full.
We probably need to zoom in a little bit, guys.
You're starting to get a feel for it there.
So, guys, take a screenshot.
Let's go
and give it a caption.
Yeah, or go one closer there. That's it, isn't it?
Pure pain. That is me at my lowest.
I think if anyone can caption that photo for us, I think that is like a man saying, "I love parenting."
Caption competition right there. That is me. Not showered in 3 days. Not
Very
slept
good.
well.
Very good.
I've got kids climbing all over me.
So you've done where you do the camping thing with kids again. Or is that it now? If you sold the tent,
probably. I mean, the thing that really put me off was instead of chemical toilets, they had ones where you had to just throw a cup of sawdust down it instead.
No, see that I think you were at. I know greenbelting is hippie because that's not normal. That is not normal.
To be fair, it's a much more ecological solution, but it's no less grim.
So talk me through it.
You have to take a cup of sawdust in the portaloo with you.
So do they just have sawdust on?
Outside,
ready
a big
to go.
vat of sawdust.
Okay,
you got to take a sawdust. In with you.
That's not what you want to do, is it? And so then, what are you laughing at?
It's just Debbie's comment there, and down at the bottom.
Sleep deprived dad let loose.
Sleep deprived dad.
Yeah. Someone please call social services. I think that would be another one.
You have to take me away because I've been neglected.
So you take the sawdust in. You do your business, then you've got to sprinkle it with sawdust.
You just got to yeet the sawdust down the little hole.
That's not nice, is it?
It was so grim, mate.
I think if you're camping, the least thing I want is showers, good showers.
This is what I want to do next time. There was a rich people section, and they called it glamping. It's glam camping.
That's where the Tories camp.
That is where all the people who say nougat put their tents.
Were they the people who looked happy with life and they don't regretting their life decisions?
They didn't smell anywhere near as bad as I did.
And I can tell you this much: they weren't using toilets where they just sprinkle sawdust.
No,
that wasn't a thing. That was not a thing.
Oh, it was grim, mate. It was grim.
I've done it. Do you know what's been a game changer for camping? And I'd go as far to say this has saved mine and Emma's marriage. Is we bought a tent and it's got It's an inflatable tent. It's an inflate. I didn't even know this was a thing. But
isn't that just a bouncy castle?
Well, the kids may think so, but the inflatable tent saved our marriage, I'm sure, because they're camping. That was the worst bit. I'm trying to set up the tent, fair. And Emma's not helping. She's just, I'm like, so sort yourself out, Emma. Put that pole in there, and
exactly.
You can imagine how that conversation went. But now we arrive, pump the tent.
I think. Yeah.
Like that. Happy
there's
wife,
a bunch
happy
of lessons.
life.
There's a bunch of lessons that we've learned, to be honest. And if we were going to do it again, I think it will definitely be better next time. Anyway, that's enough about me and my grim, sweaty, horrible sawdust camping trip. What about you, mate? How's your summer been?
It's been great. It's been great. We did the whole camping thing. We took a group of young people to a festival as well, and that was good. We had the whole spectrum of kids. So we had the kids that brought, like you said, bring one small bag with these things, and then you had the kids like who bring 3 big bags, hair straighteners, and all that stuff. That's just the lads.
Straighteners.
And then
that was me.
I was going to say,
I
think you can get the gas ones that you can take camping, so you'd be fine.
You got to look your best.
But then we also had a lad who came and he literally brought 5 days we were going for, and he just brought the clothes he was standing in. So that was that.
Legend. If you're watching, you're a legend.
Jack, little shout out for you. We did buy him some extra clothes because we thought that's not going to work.
It's pretty grim.
It's not going to work for 5 days.
I mean, teenage boys at the best of times don't smell the best even when they have access to a shower.
Yeah.
To be fair.
This is an early shout for Nugget of the Week. Tao has gone with the caption of, "This is the moment his soul left his body."
I don't think it's returned, to be honest. I'm still living in that achy, smelly moment. I see it when I close my eyes.
And Becky Morgan's watching. Hi, Becky. And she says, "Tom, I know Greenbelt. It's hippie." It is hippie.
It's
and
a
you
bit
know
hippie.
what? Let's have a look. Steve Cookson's be good. If this is an appropriate comment. Let's see, Steve. Please can Father's Day be on a Wednesday so I don't have to spend it with the kids.
Stephen, I see you, bro. Cheers to you. Cheers.
And you know what? Chris, who gave us fancy nougat, is in with an early shout of comment of the week because, Chris, I love this. This is brilliant. Chris has gone with the caption. I think the caption is, "Shall I throw my kids down with the sawdust?"
That's right up there.
That
for me
is
so
up there,
far.
Chris. You could, I'd feel bad if you won Nugget of the Week because I'd be exchanging your beautiful Tutti Frutti flavoured nougat for chewy, bog standard, got it from Home Bargains, 60p nougat. But
It's a fair trade.
you could
you ask
also
me.
have that fantastic title of winning Nugget of the Week. So very good. Very good. Yep. So what did I say? Oh, camping. Yeah, no, I went camping. Took kids away camping. Spent some time with the kids. Sent them back to school, and now we're well into September now, aren't we? And it's life has resumed as normal. Anyway, I think it's important at this moment to get our guest of the week in. So it is my joy to welcome Mr. Mark Williams into Finnegan's. How are you doing, Mark?
Hello, mate. I'm doing well. How are you?
We are doing well, thank you. Very
Sounds like you
well.
had a good couple of summers over there.
We did. What did you get up to over the summer, mate?
I was playing bass for your wife, mate.
Whee!
Do you know what I mean?
All summer.
Also, yeah.
Give
Not
us
just that one night.
Do you know what I've been amazed at about bassists is that what they call their bass face.
Oh yeah.
So can we come
was
to
I
you?
doing bass face?
Yeah, can we come to
Was
you
I?
and give us your best bass face?
Oh, right. Are you zooming in on me? Like,
Well, no, we haven't got that technology.
come on. Get on
we
it.
could try. Go on.
What,
Give us
you want me to do bass face?
bass face, like give it. Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
That is a funky
pretty much
gentleman
it.
right
That's
there.
ace.
I mean,
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That could also be some sort of meme. I think what you're doing there. So
yeah, don't get people to comment on that. It's not.
Yeah, possibly another caption competition
yeah. And
waiting in the wings.
Emma's saying hello to Mark, as is Miriam.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it, mate? Do you know what I was amazed at? Just when you played bass, you just threw yourself into it. You just mucked in. We kind of met each other once or twice, but didn't really know each other. But it was great.
Oh, well, I mean, it's great music, mate. It's when it's great music, it's nice and easy to slot in.
And you know what, Emma? He did come in and say, he came in and he said, "I've still got your wife's songs in my head." And he said, "They're doing my nutting."
No, part one
That's
is
what
absolutely accurate.
But you didn't say doing my nutting, did you? You said,
No, I said doing my nougat in.
that's it.
Hey, he's here on the podcast.
That's it. He's
But,
smashing it. Friend in the Fiery piece still available. £5 only.
Yeah.
Should sign it. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself. So tell us about home life and tell us what
Home life.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you?
People who don't
Where
know
you come from?
Where do I come from? I come from West Derby in Liverpool, not far from Melwood, Liverpool's old training ground now, I guess.
Does West Derby because I'm not? You might not be able to tell, but I'm not a Scouser originally.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he says Newgard.
So
Yeah, well, that's true, isn't it?
does West Derby mean you're a wool? Can you explain to me?
No,
no.
Because
He's
you don't sound
Scouser.
like a Scouser though.
No, I don't, but there's a reason for that. It's not I've always lived in Liverpool, but I married a Southerner, so I think she's spent a good 11
Rubbed off on you.
11 years marriage plus 4 or 5 years dating, just knocking the edges off me.
Wow.
I mean,
so when you were younger, you would have been proper Scouse, would you? Did you ever have that?
Yeah, I was. Well, definitely when I was younger, and still a little bit when I'm at Anfield as well. So
you are a Liverpool fan?
Yes, season ticket holder for a long time.
Were you?
Yeah, still am.
No.
Oh, yes.
Because I hear it's impossible, near on impossible. They give them away at Goodison, but I hear it is near on impossible.
Oh, yeah, we get leaflets through ours for Everton half-season tickets through the post. It's just like, really? I've had mine for... No, what you need to do is have a family member who had a season ticket and then just dies and leaves it to you.
See, that's it. You're supposed to give them back, aren't you? But you don't. People don't do that. They keep them. So you've got people that are like 100 years old, still got a season ticket, but they're dead.
Yeah, that's it.
They inherit it.
They inherit it. So you go most games?
Yeah, all home games, yeah. And yes, I've been doing that. Well, I think I've had my season ticket over 10 years now, I think, yeah.
Very good. But you're not that, so you're not a Wall, you're proper Liverpool.
No, I am, yeah. But as you have pointed out, it is, it's not the strongest accent anymore.
No, I can definitely hear
it's there.
You've got the accent
it's
there.
But
and to be fair, I've married a Plymouthian myself.
A Plymouthian?
Yeah, so every so often.
Is that a word?
From Plymouth.
Is that really? They've made that up, haven't they? Tried to make that a thing.
Yeah.
Plymouthian.
I mean, all words are made up.
Well, all right. All right, Mr. Philosopher over here. Okay, so Plymouthian.
Do you want to hear my Socrates impression?
No. Go on. No, you've got...
Do you want to hear my Socrates impression?
Laura's saying, here's to marrying Southerners.
Oh, yeah.
The thing I'm worried about your Socrates impression is that you're going to make a joke that none of us understand. Is that what will happen?
Do you want to hear it?
Go on then.
Why?
That's the joke, isn't it? I'm scared to ask. Is that the joke? Mark, Mark is a stand-up comedian. What do you make of that, Mark?
Well, I'm just waiting for the punchline, but I'm sort of worried that it's already happened.
Yeah.
Socrates was a philosopher. He always asked why.
No, I know. Yeah, no, I get it.
We
do get it on that level. It's like
I'm never going to be allowed back on the podcast.
We do get it on that level. What? Okay. What about Mark? I'm flabbergasted. Mark, what about family? So you married a Southerner.
Yeah.
Nice move. That's what.
Absolutely.
All the best people do.
That's what we all do, apparently.
That's what my wife Emma did. Yeah. And she's not regretted it once. And have you had children?
Not regretted it once. Those tent stories earlier seems to suggest there needed to be.
Well, yeah.
She's not regretted it once. She's regretted it loads more than that.
Yeah.
That's the tame stuff.
Yeah,
that's it.
There's other stuff that Tom could say that most of the new subscribers might actually enjoy, but
we can't go there.
We can't go into that. Yeah.
No,
but talking of children, have you got children?
I have got children. Yeah, I've got 2 boys, 5 and 3. Weird names, but classic.
Bam. See, that's proper comedy.
Yeah, you see that.
Did you get that? None of this Socrates nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to leave the comedy to Mark from now on.
No, don't do that.
I bet the Plymouthians love the Socrates gags.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've learned this because I've learned that because now I know Mikey a bit. Am I doing it right? Is this banter? Because this is a north-south thing. I'm supposed to get into you now that we know each other.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because I have to check. Because as a Southerner, I feel like I'm offending him now,
makes a
and
change
he's fuming.
Because every joke is normally just at your expense.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what names are did you go for with the boys?
Well, our eldest is called Maximus.
No.
How cool's that?
That as in Gladiator.
As in named after my favourite character in my favourite film. Yeah, Maximus.
And that is Gladiator. I'm just.
I mean, isn't that brilliant? Well, so not long after he was born, I met up with an old mate, and he was like, "Oh, you just had a kid, haven't you? What'd you call him?" I said, "Oh, Maximus."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What's that from?"
No.
And I was like,
"Whoa."
No.
I was like, "Gladiator," and he was like, "Wasn't that John Fashanu?" I was like,
"Oh my days."
What are you? No.
What? As in the show
Gladiators. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I was thinking a lot more like, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. He's thinking awooga.
Yeah,
it's just like not the same thing, is it?
So he thought, on that basis, he thought it was quite possible your next child was going to be called Wolf.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's it. or Vixen. Or
If
something.
my kid was called Maximus, I'd just like take them out into the middle of a football stadium and just like be shouting, "Are you not entertained?"
I mean, you're acting like I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just think that's impressive.
Isn't that
'cause
unbelievable? Like I can't. Like
amazing.
I tell men that, and they're like, "How did you get away with
I
that?"
know. So is Zoya watching?
I don't know. I told her I was coming.
So
Well, your missus is a legend.
Yeah,
for
isn't she great?
letting that through.
Well,
does she get away with it by calling him Max? And
Well, yeah,
doesn't
so we
really...
did the classic thing where, you know, you write one list and they write another list and you just see if there's any crossover and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she had Max on her list and I had Maximus. And actually for a while, it didn't cross. We weren't thinking like,
Yeah.
well, maybe that's the one.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was like when we knocked all the others out, it was like, there we go. That's one we can both love.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That is amazing. And so so you've gone with Maximus for
Yeah.
your firstborn child,
Firstborn.
your favourite.
Yeah. The one who's going to inherit everything.
That's
Son
it.
and heir.
And what have you gone for number 2?
Oh, well, it's a bit of a letdown now, isn't it, after the first one? So
No, but you can't have done a letdown.
No, it's not a letdown.
Okay.
No, my
Right.
second child. My second
This
child.
is on the internet forever.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's like you know as well. Sorry, sweetheart. My second child's called Levi, which is a great
Levi.
name.
There
It's a
we
great
go.
name.
That's a good name.
It's a great name. It's
Well-
obviously biblical name.
Maximus is great.
Yeah.
Levi is good.
Well, Maximus literally means the greatest as well.
Oh, so what you've done there is it's a head game that because Maximus is thinking he's the greatest, but Levi up his sleeve has got the my name means.
Well,
the
yeah. Well, here we
greatest.
go. So he's Maximus Joseph, and which means the greatest gift from God. Joseph is gift from God. Right?
Wow.
So he's the greatest gift from God, and Levi is Levi Timothy, which is joined in harmony, right? Honoring God, right? So it's all there.
Wow.
Isn't that brilliant?
That is good, but I still think Maximus is the best.
Well,
name.
it definitely is, though, isn't it?
But did you go for the full works? Because did you go middle names Maximus Verimius? Did you go for the whole lot?
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
That's
I think
the
is what
one.
you're
I
after.
think that's.
wow, that's some
do that
deep
again.
knowledge.
What is it? What is the full name? You knew it.
Maximus Decimus Meridius is the full name from the
Wow.
film. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, you know it was what I
I
was
just call
asking.
I knew that's what you were asking.
Russell Crowe, innit?
What's that?
I just call him Russell Crowe.
Yeah. It's the best film, isn't it? That is one of the
It's
best
brilliant.
films.
Yeah, it's one of the
going.
best films that's ever been made.
And then yeah. Do you know
Absolutely.
what tonight? That's how we should do the. That's how we should do whether you're going to go on the wall or not. Just like that, as you're telling the story, we'll just be like that.
Well, all the emojis in the comments.
Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs. That's what we're going to do.
Yes.
It'll be brilliant.
Thumbs up or thumbs
That's
down
going to be the
emojis
best bit.
in the chat.
That will be the best bit now tonight. I love that. And
If anyone does a sideways one, I'm counting that as up.
Yeah.
Just so you
Okay.
know.
And if people are not entertained,
that's it.
you're not going on the wall.
Can you give us? Can you give us an "Are you not entertained"? Wait, don't do it straight away because I'm going to find the nice sounding thing. Make your voice sound great. Is that all right?
Well, I've got to sound like him, have I?
Yeah. Do you get asked to do this all the time?
No, never. I'm not the one who's called Maximus.
This
Like, you've
podcast has
misunderstood.
descended into madness.
So, have you ever done this impression? You must have done this impression before,
Well,
though.
that's not. I've never done the impression. I think I know this. I think I can remember the speech.
Don't give us that. You know
I
the
know.
speech. You know the
Well,
speech.
we all know what's happening now, don't we?
All right. So look straight down the camera.
Wait, hang on. Which bit? It's two different bits.
Oh, here we go. He knows
two
the
different bits of
whole
the film,
film. He knows the whole
It's
film.
like the "Are you not entertained" bit.
No.
Well,
No,
that's
He
when
says,
he's in the arena and
Yeah.
he's just slaughtered everyone.
yeah,
Yeah, like a
Nice.
bad man.
yeah. I mean,
And then Maximus
why
Decimus
would you
Meridius
name
is-
your kid after someone slaughtering people? But carry on.
because it's pretty cool. And then
Because
It's
no one will
very
mess with
cool.
them.
It's very cool.
the longest speech is when the emperor comes
Yes.
into the arena.
That's the one where he says, "Son of a murdered father,
Oh my days.
wife of the
Well, why
murdered
don't you do it, Tom?
daddy."
You seem to be all over this.
What have I
Do you-
joined?
Right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. This is going to be
I don't think I
brilliant.
can remember it now. Hang on.
Wait, hang on a second. My mate Cammy said, "If I did that, my child would be called Jaws." Have I missed something in the chat? Oh, and Emma said we need to watch that film again. So, what's Cammy gone for there? His favourite film? Do you think he's done?
Who's that?
My mate Cammy, he said, "If I did what you did, my kid would be called Jaws."
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah, I guess so.
Maybe.
Yeah,
kid
he's
after-
picked his favourite
after
film.
I mean, that is the best character in that
That
film.
is
to be
also,
fair.
let us have that in the comments. What would your child be called if it was named after your favourite film?
Well,
Yeah.
my child is called Ray from Star Wars.
No!
Yeah.
What
there
is
you go.
going on? Am I the only one who didn't name my children after my favourite film?
You missed the trick there,
Yeah.
mate, I'm afraid.
Mine would have been called Shawshank, I think.
That's not the...
Shawshank. Sean Shank.
Oh my
Oh, no.
That got better then, didn't it? I made it okay.
No.
I made it okay.
That was the
Shank.
moment. He knew.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was a flipping. He did a Shawshank thing.
I'm doing a Shawshank speech now.
Oh, that's
Man,
good. We'll
give
do
me
them
any
all.
film-
We'll
any
line
film
them
in the
up, Line
comments.
them up. So this has gone.
Give me a film and I'll do the speech.
Yeah. So Steve's gone. Steve's kids will be named
Is this
Forrest.
Cookson?
Steve Cookson's kids will be called Forrest Gump.
Nice.
And
be good.
But if it was a girl, it'd be called Jenny.
Janai.
Yeah.
Janai. So I actually think that mine good. I can't do impersonations, but Janai. Is that good? Is that good?
I think you should stick to Shawshank.
Okay. Kathleen's would be King Kong, which is good. Again,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's going to give that child a great sense of self-esteem, isn't it?
Yeah, no one would mess with that kid.
And here we go. This is a thing. I didn't even realize this was a thing. I should go back in time, rename my children. Can I still do that legally? Can I
Yeah,
rename my
you
children?
can. But
I can.
you've got to do the same thing that everyone has to do, even when we first did it, is get it past your wife,
That's the issue.
which is the hurdle that everyone falls over.
Yeah.
And I managed to get over
You
it.
did.
Yeah,
Well played.
I was like,
Well
Laura,
played.
you know Ray? It means grace in Celtic.
Oh, do you know?
And,
You see, you've got to have a
gotta have a
story.
little
You've got to have
side-
it
side
up,
plan,
like
and
up
then-
your
Gotta be prepped.
sleeve.
And then
yeah.
I'm holding baby Ray going, da, da, da,
Da, da, da.
da, da, da.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Debbie said what her daughter is Aurora after Sleeping Beauty. My favourite
nice.
film, Maleficent.
Maleficent, yeah.
Magnificent Maleficent.
Yes,
Blah, blah, blah.
very good. Okay, here we go. Tao's gone with Deadpool. That would be her children's name. Very good, very good. Margs is telling me to just stick to the technical bits and not the impersonations.
I mean,
Right, sorry, we're getting away. Mark thinks
We
he's got
are.
away with it, but he hasn't.
Are we rarely coming back to it?
Yeah,
then?
100%.
I've got to do the speech. I can't remember
Because
it.
he knows it.
Hang on, I'm
He
gonna have to try and
knows
remember
it. He knows it. Okay, you ready? Just go. Just make it up
I'll
like
see
I
if-
did.
I'll see if I can get it.
Okay, go on and look straight in the camera. We'll go with echo to start with and see if it works. If not, I'll get you to start again. Go on. You got this.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son. And I shall have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Yes! How good was that? How good was that?
I even shocked myself.
You were
Wow.
amazing. That was so good.
I mean,
Um,
I got it slightly wrong, but I think
Did
that's
you?
the gist.
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone. I didn't.
Father to a
notice.
murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. That's the order.
What did you go for?
I did it the other way around.
was amazing.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't
Content.
matter. Wow.
guys,
Content.
can we just get some love
I
in the
mean,
chat right
like
now
and
for
subscribe.
that?
Do you know what I mean?
That was amazing.
And if you were thinking of unsubscribing because this wasn't what you signed up for, then stick with us. That is gold. That is so good. Do you know what? All I'm thinking is you should have saved that for your flipping get on the wall thing. Because
Yeah, but
now,
that's-
what
I
have
mean,
you got up your sleeve that's going to be better than that? I named my kid Maximus Derivatives and
Specific, is that the technical term?
It is.
I literally just did it for you.
it sounds like some sort of medical disorder when I say it, but in your mouth, it is a thing of beauty, Mark.
Thank
so
you,
well
mate.
played, sir.
Thanks.
Oh man, I reckon he goes on the wall just for that.
But easy.
I think I'm
Easy.
going to
We're still doing this because that is the best.
Yeah.
That
I've
might
at
be a
least
thing
built
now.
up some goodwill from the audience,
You have.
hopefully. for
You
the
have. I
story.
think you definitely have.
Yeah, no.
They are loving you. They
Yeah.
are loving you.
They are.
I don't know about Cookson. He's probably not.
Well, Cookson's not got impersonations up his sleeve, has he? He can't
this is
do
it.
impersonations. So I think you're smashing it.
Oh, do you know what? I used to do an impersonation of Finnegan as well.
Alan.
Back in the day, yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's a niche impersonation.
It's very niche, isn't it? Not many people. And it was only like with a couple of phrases.
Okay, go
I'll see if
on.
I can do it.
Go on. Look into the camera again. Go on.
I can't do his face.
No one wants to see that.
Can't do his face. I'm a minister of a church. And I went to Bible school. Do you know what they teach you?
Oh,
Hebrew and Greek. Hebrew and Greek. I mean, that's pretty
That
much
is
all I've
good.
got. It's not bad, is it?
It's
I'm
like
only doing
having
it-
him in the room.
is
It was
spot on.
scary.
I'm only doing it because I know he's on stage and he's not
That's
going to be in the
it.
comments.
That's it. And you've nailed that part of his set.
I've always wanted to do that impression.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no one knows who he is.
No.
Everyone knows who he is.
Alan,
That was the perfect place to do it.
Alan, can you just get more famous?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
exactly. So I can,
just-
That
What
would
are you
be
doing,
really
mate?
helpful, wouldn't
so I
it?
can piggyback on
For
it.
Mark's
Yeah.
career in
Yeah.
impersonations, if Alan could really work a bit harder
Yeah,
on his comedy.
maybe Mark wouldn't have to be on podcasts like this.
Yeah, that's it.
If he could go on some sort of massive ITV
Some
talent
sort
show.
of talent show. All that would be key to do, though, if you got on that talent show and got to the semi-final, would not to be to talk about death during a pandemic. I would say, for instance.
I mean,
because
it's a good start.
that would
yeah.
probably be the only thing that could ruin it for you. But anyway, it's a hypothetical.
That is rough.
It's a hypothetical, and we don't know if it will ever happen. So anyway, sorry, I've got super excited about that and a little distracted, but. Mark,
A little distracted. We've been on a tangent for
for a while.
22 minutes.
No one is watching, but I don't care because this is
So
one of
this
the
is-
best nights.
This is
of
how my gigs
life.
go. You go out with a plan. And
Yeah,
just
and it just does. It doesn't
turns
happen
into
that way.
chaos. It's my
Doesn't
fault.
happen that way. So, Mark, the Christian world. If you're not a Christian, you're watching this. I would say the Christian world feels pretty small at some points. Like you can connect yourself to every other Christian in the world by 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. It's
Well,
like
even the
two
people in your-
degrees of separation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Even the people in your comments, it's like, yeah, I know them from
Yeah.
not via you.
That's it.
So,
And so that was what it was like at Emma's gig. It was like we'd invited loads of people, friends and some Christians, and there was everyone. It was like a family reunion. We didn't even know that people knew each other, and they were just like people we thought we were friends with had no connection. But it turned out they were related.
Oh yeah, I once did a gig in a church just north of London somewhere.
Yeah.
And someone came up to me, and because I talked about my church in the gig, and she came up to me and she said, "Oh, do you know so and so from your church?"
Just on a
And it was their auntie. I was just like,
wow,
wow.
mind blown. So what? How
Small
did
world.
small world? How did you end up in the church? How did you end up a Christian? Did you grow up in that faith, or did you get dragged to church as a child and you just carried on?
Well, maybe to an extent. No, yeah, I was raised in a small sort of Church of England church in West Derby.
Woo! Church of England, massive.
Yeah,
So
then I
That
left.
didn't put you off?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No, love the
comment.
Church of England. Love the Church of England.
Yeah,
Very
no,
good.
it was great. Well, it was a very it was the local church. It was a very sort of tight knit community, and a lot of my parents, friends, and family, and all that sort of stuff. All of our circles were just sort of in and around that church. So, it always felt a very natural thing to do, and very very sort of easygoing people. So, I was in that church until I was maybe about sort of 16, 17. When I was, sort of late teens, I moved to a different church. But I've always been in church.
Okay.
2 slightly different flavors of it, but always been in and around.
Great. And what's that? I mean, how's that? So would you say there was a point where you thought, what are you laughing about?
sorry, it's just my wife Laura said that your impression is too good.
She's used
Too good.
Too good.
she's used capital letters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she means
Wow.
it. And she's right. You're very
Yeah.
right.
I'm so glad I actually got to do that impression at some
You've
point
nailed
for
it,
an
mate.
audience.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. And Tao said this podcast is so worth the credit card bill. If you don't know, we paid for the equipment on Joyce's credit card.
Oh, I thought he was one of your new subscribers.
No. yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, if
Don't
you
put
wanna
your credit
send
card
us some
details
money-
in.
Yeah.
Grief.
Do you know what? We will take credit card details. I could do it over the phone.
Exactly.
So, so how did you? Was there a point where you thought, okay, I believe in this, or or was it just, yeah? So how did that go from? Because
Yeah.
I remember watching this. I think it's on Alpha, which is of course like an introduction to faith, and the guy doing the talk said, just because you're born in, say you were born in church, it doesn't make you a Christian. Like if you were born in McDonald's, it wouldn't make you a Big Mac. So is there it was his joke, is it
Not bad.
but was there a point where you thought, okay, yeah, I believe this, or this is real, or are you
Yeah.
still stuck in going to church every Sunday and you think it's all a load of nonsense?
Just habit, really,
Yeah.
more than anything.
They do good biscuits.
Yeah.
They don't.
No, they don't. No.
They don't.
Terrible juice as well, especially in the Church of England.
So
But we'll move on.
I
The
think
juice
it's
is weak, to be fair, in the Church of England.
It's weak, isn't it?
their juice game is weak. But and where do they get it from? I'm sure it's the powdered stuff that you mix into water. I mean, why?
What is that about?
Why would you do
Oh
that?
yeah, who knows?
Anyway, sorry. So yeah,
enough
enough
bashing
shenanigans.
the Church of England.
Well, we'll carry on a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about this every now and then. I think I'm not sure I can really pinpoint a moment. I think I can vaguely remember having moments where I've gone, where there's been a bit of a revelation about something, you know, either reading something in the Bible or hearing a particular preach, or something's happened that just clicks. I've probably had. There's probably never one moment. There's probably a few where I've just gone, that actually makes perfect sense to me. That's definitely something I could live for. That's definitely something that I would take on for myself.
Yeah.
And that's certainly something that I would like to carry on with a family as well.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I've gone through various phases of different wobbles, and you know, I think we all go through those sort of questioning and doubt phases. But I've always come out the other side of it, you know, pretty strong.
Yeah.
And remain that way, really. I think you'd be hard pressed to persuade me that God isn't there. I think you just speaking to some friends about this recently as well. It's like there's just too much. There's too much, especially in my own life. People say, "Oh, well, that's your own experience. That's just that's just your own thing." And it's like, well, that may very well be true, but it's certainly what makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, and I think the experience for me is what gives it the most weight in some sense for people, like their personal, because you can't argue with that in a sense. You can't logic, you can't
can't rationalize it.
Yeah, you can't rationalize it because it's someone's personal experience that they've had, and often those things for me are in the same way you say. They're the things that kind of make me think, no, I've seen too much in a way. Like it's not, and it's not always been, like you said, where there was I grew up in a church where you'd hear stories where for a lot of people, it seemed to be every person who became a Christian, had this one massive moment where there was a blinding light and everything was changed in an instant. And that's amazing. That does happen and is the story for some people. It wasn't my story, but it's been that consistent over many years where I've had doubts, still have doubts at times, but that consistent over many years where I've known that I've seen that faithfulness, I guess I'd call it. Like God's just been there, stuck with me. When I'm like, why would you do that? It's like
absolutely
nuts.
And as you say, those stories, they happen and they're great and they're wonderful to listen to because it does remind you of God's awesome power and the way He will move in a moment. But I guess, and I always sort of say, people say, what's your testimony? How do you come? And I say, it's a really boring one, honestly. I mean, it's just they're very standard. It's not entirely exciting, but actually, that's what probably makes up the most of, I guess, the communion is. Of Christians is that sort of, it's that daily walk, it's the raising children, it's all of that sort of stuff, which I think and so that just is the story.
It's great. And I love that you went for the one Christian name, but then the other part of you couldn't resist. They're like, it's going to be Levi, you're named from the Bible. Maximus.
Yeah.
And also
we'll get to that, but firstly.
And also we said communion of Christians. Is that like the collective noun?
Do you know what? I literally, for a moment thought, I for a moment thought, what is the name? And I just came with communion. Communion of saints.
Are we a rabble?
There you go. I think that should be, definitely. We're a rabble. We're a rabble. I won't speak for everyone else. And so I guess in that sense, then the other question would be is what difference has that faith, some might say, well, the difference it's made in your life is you've gone to church every Sunday, or most Sundays in your life. But is that it? Is there can you quantify anything bigger than just, an attendance to a service each week? Like what difference does faith make for your life? I'm aware that's a big philosophical question. Yeah.
I think really it does, and probably ought to make all the difference, really. But again, it's not in the big bang moments. It's in the daily, that sort of waking up in the morning, going to bed at night, everything that happens in between. It's the little decisions that you make. It's your prayer life. It's the things that you decide to commit to versus not commit to. It's it's the values that it instills into how you behave at work and how you raise children. How you reach out to people in the community, how you work with those less fortunate. And with every one of those examples, people who aren't believers could quite easily do all those things as well, which is fine. But I think Christianity particularly just pulls all those things together. That's why the church has always been such an important institution, wherever it's been, and always will be. But it is it's that being a part of a wider community of people who believe in the same thing, who've been given that great commission to go out, spread the good news, feed the poor, all those sorts of things that are just right there in the Bible, particularly in the Gospels. So it makes all the difference to all those little things, and it just sort of builds up to a life lived for Jesus.
Love it.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because I think for me, like, and it kind of ties in a little bit about what you were saying. So for me, growing up, like, my faith kind of seemed a little bit like a science lesson. It was all just like theory, you know what I mean? And then, as you say, like, the more you put it into practice, the more, like, you live with it every day. You go, oh, actually, you know what? This does make a difference. You know, people always complain to me as a minister. They go, oh, why doesn't prayer work or whatever? And I'll say, when was the last time you prayed? Like, genuinely? And they say, oh, well, maybe like a good few months ago. I'm like, well, maybe it's not working because you're not doing it or whatever. And you know, it's one of them, like, where for me, I've seen in my life where I've had like really big moments, really big struggles, and I've needed help. I've needed God, and it's just so good to know that God's always been there for me, and
So
God
good.
always comes through.
Yeah.
So good. And I think as we've been talking, and we've mentioned Alpha tonight, and Alpha is a course that came out of the Church of England. Well played, sir. And
That's where all the best things come
that's
from.
right. Okay, and it's a course we've done at Emmanuel at the church where me and Alan are ministers, and we've done it multiple times, and it's great because it just gives people opportunity to ask questions, and to, you know, you don't have to believe in God to do it. You don't have to, you know, you can just ask your questions. There's no right answers. It's all conversation based. And I would just really recommend that. You know, you can do it online, you can do it in person. And if there's anyone who is thinking, you know, who's watching, who's thinking, do you know what, I'd like to, I've heard of faith, you know, like Mikey said, as like a scientific kind of textbook thing. And maybe you even think that sounds nonsensical in that format. But why not just go and explore it a little bit in terms of an experiential thing?
Yeah,
like,
and that's an Alpha is how my wife Laura became a Christian. You know,
Is
she
it
went
really?
away with her church on like an Alpha away day, and then just like really felt like within herself that she met God in a
wow,
big real way. So
that's so cool.
you know, highly recommended.
So good. So good. If you've got any other questions for Mark, just throw them in the comments. But that's been really good chat, mate. And let's see. Alan's actually said, thanks, lads, for keeping the bar open. And so, Alan, how did the
pleasure.
gig go, mate? Rate it out of 10.
Wow.
So we're going to go for 10 as you smashed it, like amazing. 1, I think
Yeah, 10 is like Mark's impression of you,
Yeah, think of that.
which you'll no doubt watch later and be maybe slightly freaked out by.
That's 10. And 1 is semi-final Britain's Got Talent.
Wow.
You just keep absolutely laying into him with that one.
But it's banter. I'm trying to learn it as a southerner.
No, you've
Am
got
I
it.
doing it right?
You've got it. It's brutal, though, mate.
Well, I don't know. I pick up on that. So you're saying you've got to learn banter because you're a southerner? Do you genuinely? Because obviously I've married a southerner. I've got a lot of mates who are from the south, and it is true that they just don't seem to have it.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Do you just have to grow up with it, and otherwise you just don't have it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
When me and my best mate Tim, like, it was so funny because we were both working in Liverpool as children and youth workers, and we both felt like at the same time that we wanted to be Church of England ministers because we were working at a Church of England church, and we are both Scousers.
Yeah.
Like, and we happened to end up at the same Bible college.
Wow.
With each other, and we were just talking to each other like the way we normally would, and then someone who was like, you know, from the south, not from
That was
Australia.
Australia.
That was Australian.
Very south.
Yeah, you call that an accent? and he came over to me afterwards. He was like, Mikey, I really do feel like you have some serious hatred in your heart for Tim. And I was like, shut up. That's how we tell each other we like each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't understand. I was like, mate, I'll take you to Liverpool one day.
But
And that's how we express love.
Yeah.
But it is. But then when you try and teach people how to do it, have you ever noticed when you try and teach people to do it, they go too hard?
Yeah,
they
they just
always
be
go
nasty.
too hard. It's just like, whoa, all right, step back just a
Wow.
little bit.
It's got all a little bit personal
That's
right there.
that's what I'm worried. That's what I'm doing. Am I overstepping the mark now?
I think you're doing fine. I mean, I
This
don't know
might
yours
be-
and Alan's relationship, but
Although, to be fair, Alan has encouraged people to assault you in the street
to be fair, Alan has called.
Oh,
he's
right.
so
in the name of banter.
well, I'll let you. You
he's
can have that
thrown
one.
it out there, and he said that I'm a Tory. I'm not a Tory. Just in case you want to punch
Well,
me.
I mean, it says
agree
on
to
that
that.
mug there.
yeah.
If you say nougat, you're a Tory.
Yeah, it says a lot of things on mugs, Mark,
Yeah.
and we're not going to live our life by them, are we? So
That was good banter.
Yes,
Hey,
there we
you
go.
can have that.
I'm getting it. Well played. Thank
Well
you.
well done, my young Padawan.
Thank you. Alan's rated his gig as a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, well
So,
done,
well,
Alan.
Alan,
Well
that's
done.
they can't
Well done,
all be
mate.
10s, can they? But the 6.5 solid. And Tony, he's watching the master Tony Vino now, which is very good.
Oh, Vino's fantastic.
Okay, let's have a look. What I'm trying to work out. There's some stuff. Do you know what I do? I genuinely do have to, because we call our family on the podcast, Mark. We call them our nuggets, and I do have to. They're lovely, a lovely bunch, but I do have to screen their comments before I throw them up on the screen because
Yeah.
some of them. And let's have a look.
I bet Cookson's the worst.
Yeah, Cookson is
Yeah.
a wild. He's a loose
Cookson does
cannon.
need some elaborate censorship
Yeah.
sometimes.
Tao said, I remember first having banter with Tim Brown. That's also my name, Mark, in case that threw you. So
It doesn't get old.
that's what people call me here, Tim Brown.
I might change that on my contacts.
That's it. Please do. So I remember first having contact with Tim Brown years ago, and he always had a worried look on his face, wondering if I was serious or not. He's definitely getting better.
Nice.
That's
Well done.
nice, isn't it? Thank you, Tao.
Love it.
Alan's just said Tom's a Tory. So he's not. He's doubling down.
He's not wrong.
No. Hey! Don't put that out there. Here we go. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Okay. Debbie says Debbie's a Southerner. She said you never know. You never know if people are joking or being serious. It's hard. That's the thing. It's hard because I said this is what I said last week. I said, how do I know if people don't like me or not, Mark? I mean,
Well, that's it. Well, when just before me and my wife started dating, we were like sort of 17, and we hadn't known each other very long, and she was going to her friends saying, I don't understand why he's being so mean to me. And they were like, because he likes you. She was like, why would he do that? Just like, just trust us. He
Yeah.
likes you.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It is the Scouse way, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Barbara, hello. Barbara's watching, and Barbara said, hi, Tom and Mark. But she's not said hello to Mikey. Is that banter too? Or is that just brutal? I don't know. Do you know Barbara Russell?
Oh, I know Barbara, yeah.
She
Absolutely.
makes the best crumpets in town.
Oh, wonderful. We live on the same street, me and Barbara.
Do you?
Absolutely. Hello, Barbara.
Hello, Barbara. Very
I'm
good.
not going to say hello to you, Barbara.
She makes amazing cakes. She used to...
How old is Barbara, Mark? What would you say?
I don't know, maybe 30.
No, oh, Mark, you're cringe.
Answer.
Hey.
You are getting some points
Times
there,
2
Mark.
plus 10, maybe, Barbara. What
I'm
do you think?
investing in my thumbs up
That's
for
it.
later on.
That's
You
it.
are,
That's
yeah.
it. Well, you can't skip older people. You can't do banter to old people. Surely that's the
You
thing.
can if
Yeah.
they do it with you.
Can you?
Yeah.
Is that it? Is it sort of tit for tat thing?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're welcome to try and start with Barbara, but she will own you.
I mean,
Well,
my,
she-
yeah, my
okay.
wife's older than me, and I don't let her forget it.
Barbara,
fair.
83 years young.
Oh, mate.
Very good.
What a legend.
Very good.
Not a day under 60.
Tony Vino's in. Tony Vino is both watching the podcast and doing a gig at the same time, which I think makes him superhuman, Tony. I'm impressed. And Tony said, replying to Alan, don't be so humble, Alan. It was at least a 6.75.
You've got to give yourself that 0.25, haven't you? That
Yeah,
extra
that's
0.25. That works.
I mean, he's got
I love
all-
a stat, though. Oh,
Oh, that's
love
brought
a
up.
stat.
Yeah, 6.75. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
long way back from Kent, isn't it, as well? So that's
Oh, yeah, mate.
it's an awkward journey as well
Mm.
with Tony if you haven't quite done very well, I think. You think? You've had some of those gigs, have you, where you've gone on the way home and someone's giving you a lift and you thought,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was ropey.
I did a gig once. It was in the northeast, and there was 5 of us in the car, and they all smashed it, and I did not. And I was driving. I was furious. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No, that is no fun.
I did badly.
You know what? We are actually going to have to get my wife on the podcast
Yeah.
at some point because she she loves stand up, and she's done a bit herself, and her whole like one of the bits that she does is how she bombed on stage, and she describes how she bombed on stage. But it's always funny if she's describing how she's bombing on stage whilst bombing on stage.
Oh, there's layers of complexity to
You
that.
get Inception style bombing.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Bombception.
Bombception.
Yeah.
But
It's
you know
brave
what?
material.
Yeah.
that.
Well, she smashed it though. To be fair, she did like a comedy night when we were down in Bristol training.
We do
so
need to have her on.
Yeah,
she's just I don't think I've ever met
You know,
Laura.
I
have
will-
but she's super talented.
I'll say this quietly, so she doesn't hear it if she is watching.
She is watching.
She's like one of the funniest people.
Is
I know.
she?
Yeah.
Raise that bar really high, then let's have her on and see what she can
Yeah,
do.
actually, she out funnies me, to be fair, but I won't tell her that.
Right.
I can imagine.
Wow, brutal. See,
I'm just
that's
teaching
how, that's
Tom.
how I know.
Thanks, Mark.
That's
I'm
how I know
just
he
teaching
likes me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Very good.
We've now got a connection. It's
Laura said, Laura, let's get a date. I'm going to send you some
Do it.
dates. Is Mikey got to be there, or does it have a thing?
I'm not a minder.
I thought she gave you permission to come here tonight. No, that's not the thing. Anyway, Laura said, I'm always scared I'll go too far with banter. That's me too. I find it hard to know when it crosses the line from funny to offensive. I thought my wedding speech was funny, but Mikey's still bruised. Is that your ego or just
Why
physically?
she brought that up? I'm having a good
tell the
time
story.
on the podcast.
So what was that then?
You know what? Like,
Does the bride normally give a speech?
no, but she did.
She was ready
She
with
won't-
one.
she
She
won't
had
shut
some
up.
good
Yeah.
ones up the sleeve. You don't want someone who does stand-up comedy doing
Well,
a
it felt
speech
like
about you.
It didn't feel so much like stand-up comedy as much as it felt like the roast of Mikey Ferguson.
Ah,
like,
that's ace.
like
so good.
I was like so ready because you know what, like as guys, sometimes we can understand that like your wife's mates don't really rate you sometimes or whatever, and
It's not happened to
and
me.
there might be people in the well, obviously
Don't know
because
what
you
you're
two
talking
are
about.
perfect. Yeah, you two are absolutely strapping gentlemen. But like I was so ready for it to stand up and say like, you know what, some people have doubted Mikey, but I'm here. I love him. He's
Yeah.
the love of my life. He's the person I'm choosing to spend the rest of my life with. She just got up there and roasted me
Oh,
for about 15 minutes.
Well, have her on. Get her
Yeah.
to do the
we've got
speech.
to. We've got to get.
If you're
her
getting
on.
people on doing speeches,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
her on.
Why not?
I mean,
Why
I'm
not?
fully prepared to put the kids to bed and then tune into Wednesday
That's
night
it.
at Finnegan's and then watch another roast
Another-
of
yeah.
Mikey
I
Ferguson.
think we've got to do it. I
Replay.
think we've got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
right.
fair.
We're going to
That's
move
fair.
on. We're going to move on because time. This is a
Time
long
is
one,
a
which
ticking.
means you've been
Yeah.
a great guest, Mark.
Well, I mean, we've spent the last 10 minutes talking about another guest that you want to get on. So, I mean, I'm obviously smashing it,
Yeah, that's it.
aren't I?
We're
Do you know what I mean?
If you're not enjoying this, in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have a great guest.
You're going to have Laura.
So come back for that one. That's what we've basically said so far. But we're actually going to play, and that's what Tao's saying. We put up with Tom because we love Emma, which is true, painfully true. Is that banter or
It's a fair yet brutal point.
yeah? If you cry at night, is it still banter?
I'm just picturing you like shriveling up in your bed. Going, she said really mean things to me, Emma.
Oh, that's the other thing. I don't know if that's a northern thing, but Emma wouldn't have me crying. Like that would be a no. That would be like, put yourself together. What's wrong with you?
We don't do pity parties,
No,
do we?
no, okay.
No.
We don't do pity parties.
Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Okay, right. We play a game each week,
Yes.
Mark, and
It's on.
it's been called Finnegan's Fortunes, but we've renamed it especially for this week, and I'm going to get Mikey to do the intro. So when you're ready, Mikey, this week we're going to play another game of.
Finnegan's Fortunes, except it's not.
Oh, so- wait. I was just about to correct you and say it's not. We talked about this. It's not Finnegan's Fortunes.
We did talk about this, and you said, you know what, Mikey?
Okay.
you're
He's
gonna
doing a
make
bit,
up.
Tom.
You're gonna make up a
Right.
song,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
Okay.
do it. You're gonna freestyle, and I've been gearing myself up
Okay,
all
all right.
night for this
Let's-
one big moment.
Come
where
on,
I-
Tim,
where I
just let him get on with it.
freestyle.
Let's. Oi! Is this banter? What you like?
Where I let out my inner
Okay.
creative artist.
Are you still talking? This
And
is
you
going
just
really
cut
long.
me short.
Okay, let's try again. Right, I'm just looking. I'm just looking for the auto tune button, but I can't find it. No,
Is there an auto tune?
but, no.
Like,
But that would have been great. Okay, ready. So we're ready for another game of
Finnegan's fortune.
I've
just messed it up.
This is carnage, this, mate.
He's put me off
It's
now.
gone off the rails.
He's put me off.
Okay. Do you want one more go? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Just gonna get in the zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready? Thank goodness you're already on the wall
I'm gonna do
because
it. I'm gonna do it.
it wouldn't look good. Okay, right. Ready for another?
Yeah.
It's the thing we do each week.
Okay, here we go. Finnegan's fortunes, except it's not Finnegan's fortunes, because we've got no Finnegans for the fortunes. So it's gonna be Ferguson's fortunes, and I'm making this up on the spot. That makes it a raw tune. Say something.
I think everyone knew you were making it up on the spot. I don't think that you needed to say so.
Can we just go to Mark's face? Yeah.
Mark, you're a stand-up comedian. How would you rate
He
that
summed that up.
out of 10? Recognising that
Is it a 6.75
1 Britain's
out
Got
of
Talent, 10 your impersonation, 6.5 supporting Tony Vino.
It's got to be a 3 or a 4.
Wow, banter.
I mean,
Out of 5, okay, I'll take that.
yeah.
yeah, very
I'll
nice.
give it a 4.
You moved it.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so here we go. We asked...
I'm not known for my freestyle abilities, to be fair.
No.
Well, it took you 4 attempts to get there, so I'm taking that into account as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
That's
need
fair.
we need you at home to help him out here, okay? Because it's time for Finnegan's fortunes, Mikey's Ferguson fortunes, and
You need 4 attempts to say it as well.
and so we've got a question, and what we didn't get into at all is that Mark works in a office. I don't know. So we didn't
What
touch
a
on this.
segue that
we
was.
didn't touch on this
What
at
a
all.
segue that was. That was the smoothest transition.
So, of
from one
course,
subject to another.
Mark, I really enjoyed all the office space anecdotes that you told this evening. And so, in light of that, Finnegan's fortunes this week is we asked 100 people. Could Tom get the technology to work? No, we asked 100 people to name a reason why you might go home early from work, early from the office. So everyone at home, what you need to do now, as quickly as possible, is throw into the comments all the reasons why you might go home early from work. And all I'm going to say is, Mark, is that if you win, then you get to choose from our fantastic
That'll be church merch, mate.
church merch.
Oh.
And there's all sorts over there. So have a little look
Coveted
behind
prizes.
you.
Some church match.
All of that is church merch. So you can have Jamie Carragher's biography, Fowler's there as well. You can have that guitar
Make some
with
great
no
firewood,
strings.
those books. Yeah.
Emma Grant, influencer.
Influencer.
That's it. It's a good one. Do you prefer that one or the new one? What's the new one called without looking?
What, the EP?
Yeah. Don't stall for time.
I actually can't remember.
Friend
But it
in
is
the Fire.
great.
It's
Friend
great,
in the
though.
Fire.
That's
It's
it.
brilliant.
You can have the teddy bear. You can have the Guinness hat. There's all sorts there from church merch. Ray's horn is still available.
Wow.
Much to...
I can't believe no one wants Ray's horn.
It's still here. It's no one does. So there's lots of choice.
So people are answering it, and I've got to guess what's the most.
No, so we
popular.
asked 100 people, and we've got the answers here, and they're just giving you advice. So they're helping you
I
out.
see, right.
So, but I'm going to get you get started and just say, what do you think? We asked 100 people, and then if you get a couple wrong, I'll get people to help you out. Okay. So 100 people to name a reason you might go home early from work. What do you think? What are you going with?
If you're feeling sick.
If you're feeling sick, hang on a second. Let's see. It's the top answer.
Yes,
It's
church
the
merch.
top answer.
Brilliant.
Church merch. You could be in with a chance of winning some church merch. Top answer. Very
What
good.
do you mean in with a chance of? I got the top answer.
Well,
It's
but you've
it's
got
the
to
best
get
possible
all.
start.
I don't. It's the best possible start, but you've got to
You're
get
so
them.
negative all the
tell you
time,
what.
Tom.
Yeah.
Come on,
You've got
pull
to get.
yourself together,
You've got to
man.
get them all right. That's
Well,
what I'm
I
saying.
believe in you, Mark. I believe in you.
I do
nice
believe in you. Okay, so next up, Mark, what are you thinking? 100 people.
Oh gosh, that's the big one, isn't it? If you
Yeah.
leave early, it's because you're sick.
Yeah.
Wow, I need help, man. What are people saying? I don't know. Why would you go?
well-
I'm such a diligent person,
Yes.
Tom. You see, so I'm.
My wife Laura said you'd leave early just in case you get there. Well, you said a reason
What,
why
if
you might
you arrived
leave early,
early?
if you get there, but you realise it's a bank holiday.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not leaving work early, is it? That's just
a
you've
ru-
made an error.
Well, I mean, she's technically very early, maybe like a whole day early.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'll throw a few
What
up
are
for you
people
then.
saying?
And we don't normally help our guests this early
right, okay.
on, but you need a bit
I
of
might
help.
take back what I said about believing in the end.
I'm dreadful at these games.
So Debbie said feeling unwell, which is what you went for.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
good. Well done,
sick.
Debbie. You hate everyone. That's what Tal said. Now, Tal does work at the church, so that feels like a bit
I did
of a
think
brutal...
it sort of depends on what job you've got.
Yeah.
As to whether you go home early.
An important emergency from Miriam.
Yeah, that's. I reckon Miriam. I reckon you've smashed it there.
So you're going for emergency.
some sort of emergency, like there's a pipe leaking, or you know something's happening at home. Yeah.
Okay, so we're saying emergency. Let's see, is emergency up there? It's the second answer.
Oh, Miriam, you legend!
You legend. That's
I'm going to
amazing.
split this church merch with you, mate.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, share. Yeah, you can share. I'm not.
I mean,
Okay.
One of the reasons why I often have to go home early
Yeah.
is because there's this policy
Yeah.
in George's nursery where if he fills his nappy 3 times in a day, he gets sent home.
No. Why
Yeah.
is that? What? 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
That feels a little harsh on the children.
Just
Really,
one
honestly?
of the rules, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
They're just like, do you know what? We've thrown enough sawdust on these
Yeah,
ponies
yeah.
all day, and I'm not doing any more. We've run out of sawdust. We have to go down to Pets at Home and
Bring
get some more.
sawdust, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
don't say that, Mark, because otherwise you won't get the old hashtag raise horn.
Yeah.
I know that you want raise horn.
you make a good point though. I think you might leave work early to pick up your kids.
Interesting. And Joyce has also said to pick the kids up.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. It depends how strict I'm going to be here, but no one's won this yet, and we do want someone to win. So pick the kids up. Is it there? I'm going
Something to
go
do with
with
the kids.
something to do with the kids. Kids Sports Day.
Kids like
I
a
mean,
sports day.
you pick them up at the end of sports day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you do.
that's true. So that's close enough. Right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Now. Here we go.
I've got one. You can't be bothered.
You can't be bothered at work.
Yeah.
Laziness.
Laziness.
I might just show them. Just be like, nah,
Yep.
don't want to.
Very good. Very good.
How many more answers are there?
There's 3 more answers. So
Right.
someone's put you fancy a duvet day.
Duvet day. You just wouldn't go in though for a duvet day.
Yeah, that's true.
So I reckon you might leave early if, like, you've booked a half day because you're going on holiday or whatever.
So you're saying holiday. Is
Holiday,
it
yeah.
there?
Our survey says.
Yes, finally. I was waiting for you to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, come on.
That's great. Your survey says, go on, do it again. And I'll time it with the click on the mouse.
Our survey says.
Holiday. It's the 4th answer. You've got the top
Smashed
4
it.
answers. This,
Absolutely.
No one's got this close yet, Mark.
So
No
we're
one's
going to
got
get 2 more.
You've only got 2 more to get. So we need your help now because he's only got 2 more to get.
Yeah.
And if he gets these 2, he's getting the piece of church merch, which is just so exciting. I think
Coveted.
actually,
You make
Mikey,
a lot of people jealous,
you would. You most definitely would. So
especially if you got raise horn.
people, I can't tell you how excited people would be. So let's have a look at the Cammy saying
Go on.
to go to the dentist. Janet
Oh, yeah.
saying
An appointment.
hospital appointments.
Yeah, a medical appointment.
And
yeah.
do you know what I feel like? This could be a shared win because Mark, you ran out of ideas instantly, and now
To
I've
be
lent
fair-
upon the
To
people.
be fair, I got the top answer first. So
Yeah.
when I went with the second, I got 3 and 4.
Did you?
Yeah, he did,
but
to be
without
fair.
any help from the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. He's saying you didn't help him. at
No,
home,
no, no,
people,
no.
and
I'm
he's
still
not
willing to
gonna
share it.
Remember
Miriam
that, guys,
smashed
when
it.
you're thinking about
Okay.
giving them the thumbs up or the thumbs
And
down.
then-
Yeah,
It was
think
a-
about that. So what you said, what did you say?
Appointments. An appointment.
Appointments. So let's
Yeah.
have a look. Is it?
Our survey says. If Tom can click correctly.
Doctor's
Oh.
appointment.
Thank you.
It's there.
It's the
It's
the
the
bottom
last
answer.
one.
Wow.
And you've still got all 3.
Appointments was the bottom answer.
It was the
Yeah.
bottom
Oh,
answers,
wow.
apparently.
So
In the
there's one more
100 people,
popular.
there's one more popular than Doctor's appointment. And so here we go. Help him at home, please, because
One last day.
last one. Why might you go home early from work? Barbara's saying Liverpool are playing. Laura's saying snow day. Dawn saying to go to the pub. We've all been there.
Yeah.
To go to Finnegan's. Kathleen saying power cuts. And also a funeral. So there's
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of flood. Debbie saying lots of people.
A funeral, maybe. If
Funeral's
your
not a bad shout, actually. Funeral / family event of some kind.
You're just.
Not
I
a
love
bad
the way
shout.
how you're just
Broadening it
like
out.
broadening it. A funeral / family
Some
event
kind of-
that a human
/
being
birthday,
might be present
Christmas.
at.
something that you would, just have to breathe at,
So yeah. So you what was your hash of an answer? If you
Well,
could-
it was sort of a family event.
A family
but I
event.
will say funeral then. Go on.
okay, you're going
I'll
with
go
funeral.
funeral.
Is
Our
funeral?
survey says.
No.
Ooh.
All right.
No.
The other one I'm thinking of, though, which is a family event, is if your wife goes into labour.
Your wife goes
Or
into
if
labour.
you are the person who goes into labour,
If you're the woman.
Yeah.
you'd leave, because women work as well,
The birth of
you see.
the birth of our child.
21st century man.
Amazing,
Mark.
isn't it?
It's so you're going with Mark. What are you going with?
I'm going to go with you or your wife are having a baby.
Okay. So
Our survey says.
oh, I'm not quick enough. Alan normally slows it down for me. Okay, go on, try again.
Our survey says.
I think I heard it. I retract my answer before you do it.
You've ruined it as
I've
well.
ruined it. Oh, it's gone. All right, go on. What would your last answer have been?
I mean,
Can I give him a
I
hint?
don't know.
Give him a hint.
Oh,
while
do you
I
know
try
what it
to
is?
work out what to do.
Yeah, when
Right.
I said, I was just joking, but I can see the answers now.
Oh, well, this
Right.
is for the merch.
Rough.
Yeah, but when I said you can't be bothered,
Oh,
I was
genuinely?
actually very close.
Or just sheer laziness? You just
Well,
leaving?
don't give him any more than that. If you can't get it
Oh,
off the
right.
back of that, then it's just like
I feel like that's already
that's
maybe
already.
a bit too
So
generous.
let's go finally to the comments to see if anyone's. So Nikki said sacked. Glenn has said sacked.
Yeah.
Birthday. There's a few things in there, and I'm going to be picky about the final answer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why? Name a reason you might go home early from work.
Because you quit.
You quit. That's what
Thanks
you're
for the
going
help
with.
there, Tom.
Was I helping? Did
You
that-
said you literally put the emphasis on the word. Why would you?
Well, I was setting it up so when you got it wrong, then I could say, well, I was
Yeah.
clear.
Well, I got
It's
it right.
history.
didn't I?
Well, you don't know, do you?
Well, should we wait 5 minutes for the noise to come?
Is
on?
history about to be made?
Is history about to be made? Okay, let's have a look. So
Come on.
that means
For the final
so you
time.
said
I said because you quit
because you quit.
/ resigned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, no,
Handed in your
No.
notice.
no,
You quit.
no, 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 sir.
Yes.
What did you say? And I just want one word from you.
Quit.
Quit. Say it again into the camera in your gladiator voice.
Because you quit.
And your Batman voice?
It's the same voice.
I think we got that. Okay, right. So you're saying, let's have a look. Because you quit.
Yeah.
Quit.
Our survey says
It is quit.
Yes.
Oh,
Come on. Church match.
How do you feel?
I mean, slightly the same as before, but slightly more excited.
What are you going to go for?
I mean, is
From-
literally everything in this room up for grabs, or is it just what's behind me?
Is
'Cause there's a
Ray's
lot.
horn finally going to get some love after all these years?
Do you know what? The only thing we can't give you is the TV because
right.
a previous guest tried to take it and Alan genuinely got a bit fussy. But he's not here. So
That's true.
So-
He's in Maidstone.
he's
As
in
we've-
Maidstone on a
Yeah, we could be gone before
6.75
then. Yeah.
gig. So
Before
what are
he
you
gets back.
thinking?
I mean, there's a very nice picture of Alan, and is that his wife?
no, no, that's not his
In
wife.
Marrakesh?
Oh.
I don't know. I can't see from here. It's a bit far away.
Awkward. Yeah, no, that is Joyce. You
It
want the
is Joyce,
picture
yeah.
of Alan and Joyce?
Well, it's from 2019. It's
Yeah.
in Marrakesh. It's not bad.
That's a good thing.
I don't know. I might
Yeah.
get the 4 points hat.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, 4
Oh.
points out. Yeah.
Hey, you see.
There you go.
Oh,
What-
yeah.
Put it. Are you going to go with that? Put it on.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
go on, I'm gonna
Now
have the
that
4
is some
points, innit?
actual church merch.
Yeah, that's proper church
merchandise
merch.
Yeah.
from a church.
It is.
My wife's uncle started the 4 points.
Oh,
there
look,
you go.
wow.
You see?
Look
So
at that.
It's coming home.
That's it. Could you not possibly get that stuff for free then? Or would he even
Probably,
charge you
yeah.
if you...
No,
Amazing.
he charges me.
Anyway,
well
let's have
done,
a big
mate.
round of applause
Mate.
for our man.
Thanks so
Mark.
much.
Smashed it. Smashed it.
Yeah.
all that's left for us to do, Mark, is to hear your story. And in case you haven't watched before, and a lot of people haven't, basically at the end of each episode, if you would like to be on the wall here, which is a VIP members list, you tell a story, and if that story is top notch, like good story, elite level, then what happens is
Get him on the wall,
we
lad.
get him on the wall.
Get him on the wall, lad.
Yeah. That was uncanny.
I mean, literally.
I thought I pressed the button twice.
I wasn't looking.
Was that you?
Let's forget the story. Let's just.
If you just do
Do it,
impersonations of Alan, this could be it. Wait a second. Let me.
I genuinely
thought I'd pressed the button twice. My face is
pressed
about.
the button twice.
Yeah.
This guy.
Can you just do that again with a touch of echo?
Yeah.
And then we'll put the real one on afterwards.
What was it that he said again? I forgot.
Get him on the wall, lads.
Go on.
Okay, go for it.
Get him on the wall, lad.
Get him on the wall, lad.
That's uncanny.
Unbelievable.
That is
I'm hearing it
so
back in
good.
my own ears, and that is incredible, I will say.
Are you slightly confused? Do you think you're Alan?
Well, when it was echoing, it was particularly odd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mic drop moment.
Yeah.
For once, I'm speechless.
Yeah. Anyway, we've
I
got.
feel like a story's just going to bring it down, to be honest.
We need a story though, Mark. So,
all right.
So basically, if the worst could come, the worst could happen. And even though,
Alan there.
what's he said?
He said, "I've always loved that."
Alan said, "I've always loved that hat." Do you know what? Technically, I don't think that was part of church merch.
It's literally the 4 points.
It's the
How is
only
it not
piece of
church
actual
merch?
church merch that's there.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is all like Liverpool memorabilia and Guinness hats.
And Ray's horn.
Do you know what the most troubling thing is as well is that we're just coming into the winter and energy prices are really high. You probably would have loved
that's
that
it.
hat, but now he can't even.
No, it's true.
So
It's all over.
we are going to be strict though, Mark. Even
All right, go
though
on.
you've come here with your impersonations and giving it all that, and even though you've named your son Maximus, and even though you've won Finnegan's fortunes, Ferguson's fortunes, when some said it was not even. Some said it wasn't even possible. They said we were cheating people. It wasn't possible.
Well, some people didn't have the audience that I had this evening.
Oh,
Do you
look
see what I mean?
See what he's doing.
wow.
See what? Don't be fooled, okay? If he's not right for this establishment, you let him know.
He has buttered you up.
He has. Okay, anyway, he has been a good guest, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm trying for you, Mark. I'm
Cheers,
trying.
mate,
I'm in your corner. Okay, Mark.
We'll
so
have words after.
So have we even done the thing? Yeah, we got you on the wall. But if not, then it's
You
this.
bad, lad.
You're barred, lad.
Yeah.
So that's what could happen.
Well,
so
can I hear an impression of you say "you barred lad," but
Go
in
on.
Alan's voice first?
yeah, go on.
Didn't I do that? Oh, no, that's this
No.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bad lad.
You bad, lad.
It's uncanny. It is uncanny.
100% accurate.
It's
is.
fantastic,
It's
isn't it?
infallible.
Too accurate.
You know, if Alan's not here in the future, you could co-host, and I don't think people
Yeah.
will notice.
See what it feels like when somebody talks about your position being replaced? It's
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
isn't it?
Exactly. Exactly, mate.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
How the turntables.
How the turntables.
Tables
exactly.
turned. Turning on those tables.
The Office.
Okay. Right. This is possibly the longest episode we've ever done, so we
Yeah,
need to
maybe.
move on now. So, story. Mr.
Okay.
Mark Williams, let's hear your story, my good friend Mark Williams.
Well,
Let's-
I'll be even more generous to you, right? And I'll give you a choice, right? So you can pick. You can either pick the time that my wife heckled me at a gig, or you can have the one where I nearly got one of the chasers from ITV's The Chase killed.
Wow.
There's your choice. What do you want?
One or two. I'm going to give us one or two. So one is for the
Wife heckle.
Two is for killing chasers.
Yeah.
So let's get those ones and
What do you
twos
reckon?
in the
There are
chat.
some ones and twos. I'm going to take the first ones that come up. Look at the Tao. Tao is saying it's like Alan 2.0. Get him on the wall. So here we go. I'm going with Laura. Laura Ferguson is straight in there with number one. So
Number
we're
one.
going with-
Even though your wife has said two.
Has she? All right, let's wait. Okay, everyone else has gone for two. Laura, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You've been outvoted.
But everyone
I'm
else
afraid,
has
Laura.
said two. And Will Challoner has said two. So, Will, I'm going with you, mate. That's
Yeah,
all that
great.
matters.
There we
So,
go.
number two, because Jackie said, I saw Jackie earlier and she said you were going to watch. So, I'm going with you,
It's
Will.
a democracy, I'm afraid, Laura.
Right, let's do it. And this also means that, it's on you. So,
Yeah.
right. So the Chaser story, right? So I was doing a gig and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was somewhere on the other side of the Pennines, right? And that's the important bit.
Right.
So I was picking up in Liverpool, this was many years ago, I was picking up Adam Rowe, People may know Adam Rowe.
Yep.
And
Hot water comedy, yeah.
yeah, from Hot Water Comedy, very, very, very funny guy. Was very, very kind to me, very generous to me in my early days of comedy. I did a lot of gigs with him. So I was picking him up, and then we were also picking up from the Adelphi Hotel in town, Paul Sinner, the Sinnerman from The Chase.
From The Chase.
Right, who's also a stand-up comedian.
Is he?
He is
he
yeah.
a good stand-up
He's very
comedian?
good, yeah. He's
Is
very
he?
funny. Very good. So very, very clever guy and obviously very funny. And so we were doing this
Full
gig.
package.
Other side of the Pennines he is. He's brilliant. And he was a doctor as well. Clever.
Oh, some people.
Ridiculous,
They
innit?
drive me crazy.
They just get everything.
How does he get everything?
I know.
There's too much talent in one person.
No.
Yeah,
That's
he's
not
fantastic.
fair.
No, he's
Okay.
brilliant, Paul. So I picked him up in my little Nissan Micra, which was not a great car, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Another important bit of the story. So we're driving over. I'm slightly starstruck by Paul. This was before Adam was massive and everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
So Adam was sat in the front with me. Paul was in the back, and we're going to this gig, right? And the sat nav system took us over Snake Pass.
Oh, I know that bit of road.
Right.
It's a little bit dodgy, that one.
Right. So people know Snake Pass. It's a very, very scary, slightly dangerous road that goes over the Pennines. Snakes across the Pennines. Hence
Right.
Snake Pass.
Is it not full of snakes?
No.
No, okay. Because that would be also quite dangerous.
Wrong road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Python Way. It's not
okay.
that one. So we're going over Snake Pass, and I'm getting slightly nervous because there's cars behind me. My car's not going that fast. I've got 3 people in. As soon as you added weight to that car, it was ridiculous. So we're going over, and we get to this junction where we're sort of driving this way, but there's a road that's meeting it that way. Very, very sharp, tight angle, right? And as I come here, I'm like, I probably should stop so that I can look over my right shoulder and see, is there anything coming? I was too busy listening to Paul and didn't do that. And as I was coming, I was like, I'm going to have to stop. And I realized my brakes are awful. So I was slamming. And then another car came and went right past us. And I just about managed to swerve away. Paul Sinner went flying across the back of my car. And Adam Rowe whacked his head on the window. We were that close to just taking all of us out.
Wow.
Oh my day.
So it's not funny, but it is true.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite intense.
So,
So did you survive?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh. What
No.
an intense story.
is that how you
Yeah,
got
awful.
the horrible facial injuries that you've suffered?
That's not banter, Tom. That's just me.
This is banter, I think, isn't it?
Look at Mark's face. Look at his adorable little face. And
Okay.
you've gone and done that to him.
Sorry, Mark. Okay, go on then. This is the moment. So we want wall, if you want him on the wall, or Bard, or you can give us the thumb up or thumbs down if you're quick
thumbs
on
up
the
if you want him
emoji.
on. Thumbs down emoji if you want him barred.
Quick as you can. And we've got a pick nugget of the week just before we end as well. So have a little think,
Oh, we
Mikey.
do.
I've got
We
a couple
do.
of contenders in my mind.
Yes, definitely.
But let's have a look. Let's see what people are saying. Miriam saying on the wall. Chris is a thumb up. Well done, Chris. Let's see what else is coming. Janet's on the wall. Dawn's on the
chat.
wall.
Are
Very
you
good.
not
Will's giving you the
entertained?
thumbs up. We are
Come on.
entertained.
Are you
Very
not
good.
entertained?
On the wall from Laura. Hashtag survivor. Towers, but on the wall, he got away with attempted murder.
I mean, yeah. We're in dicey legal
Very
territory
good.
there if I
Very
respond to
good.
that.
Right, we're sticking him on the wall. Very good.
Yes,
He's gonna
thank
be
you
on
very
the
much.
wall. Congratulations. Get him on
Get him on the wall, lads.
Getting on the wall.
Here we go. Mark,
There we go.
Yes, mate.
put you up. I'll put you here, Mark, so people can see you.
Yes.
Lifelong member of Finnegan's now, Mark.
Oh,
well
delighted.
deserved, my friend.
A lifelong ambition fulfilled.
Fulfilled. Bucket list.
Been dreaming about this since about 4:00.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh,
Very
amazing.
good. How about Nugget of the Week? Can you think of anyone off the top of your head,
Oh,
Mikey?
well, my favourite comment this week was from none other than Tony Vino himself. And I know
Was it?
Alan's not been here in to be roasted, but
Yeah.
he still managed to get roasted. And when he said, "Oh, don't worry, Alan, your gig was at least a 6.75."
Yeah. That was tasty.
One, it was great for me because I love a stat, I love a statistic, I love numbers. So any numerical related banter is always great for me. And also, it was at Alan's expense. And, I do feel like a lot of the jokes are at your expense,
yeah.
mate. So, for once, maybe we can turn the turntables.
We can turn the tables. Very good.
On.
Very good.
Reference that again.
Table to turns.
For the second time in a minute.
So Tony Vino is our nugget of the week.
Yes.
So Tony, this will be working its way to you.
Mate.
We get that, and we're actually going to welcome into Finnegan's in a couple of weeks.
He is
so
the nugget of
again,
the week,
if you've not
for sure.
enjoyed tonight's guest, be aware there's a great one in a couple of weeks. So Mark, again,
Should I do the face again?
yeah. Oh, Mark, I would.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out places.
Just beautiful. I
couldn't take it seriously because you got the 4 points hat on there.
Oh, I have still. I just didn't even realise.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Well, Mark, I'm not joking, mate. A worthy member of
thanks for
Finnegan's
having me.
VIP list.
Yeah,
We've
mate, it's been a
absolutely
pleasure.
loved having you here. So thanks for coming. And
had a great
maybe
laugh.
again, would you come back?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Great, cool.
Absolutely,
Brilliant.
I'll come back. And you can have story number 1 next time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Wife
There you
heckling me.
keep. Well, yeah, that's.
And that's how
keep
you
that
knew
one
that
for
you
next
loved her.
time.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Well, here we go. I'm going to give you the honour to ring
Oh, yes.
Alan's. There we go. Fantastic. Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. And just to say, if you're enjoying what you see, and a lot of people are, Mikey,
I hope they are.
then please do share this on Facebook, like and subscribe on YouTube. We TikTok, we Gram, we do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So follow us on all of them and give us a little push.
Yeah,
That'd be
it
much
literally
appreciated.
takes 10 seconds, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want to.
As many of those 1,000 people on YouTube
Yeah, exactly.
are currently doing.
But we can't understate it, though, can we? It really does help the channel out, and it helps us to share this bit of fun with as many people possible, which is just the dream, really.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you again next Wednesday. Give us a little goodbye in the comments. God bless. Take care. And we will see you next week for another Wednesday night at Finnegan's. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.